Ricky Allmendinger.
Coming up next, except on the West Coast, stay tuned for ABC's World News or your local news over most of these ABC stations. Final laps coming your way here. Race number 2 in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Dover International Speedway. The three-time and defending champion, Jimmie Johnson, trying to hold on and win here over Mark Martin, Kenseth, and Montoya. Good battle on the racetrack. Casey Kane trying to get by the 44 car and hang on to that 7th spot. Couple of teammates. Kane needs the points, but Allmendinger right now just wants to be able to get the best finish.
That's every man for himself at this point.
Now, Mark has trimmed the lead a little bit on the 48 car, but Jimmie Johnson still has that interval right there with just now 7 laps to go.
Not really enough time for Mark to run him down. Mark's going to be extremely happy. He's had to battle for this second-place finish today, just as he had to battle for that win last week. And nothing's going to come easy in this chase, especially when you have to battle that 48 car. Jimmie Johnson checking out.
Jimmie Johnson has 14 chase victories. No one has as many as he has in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. He has won 7 times in the last 16 chase races. We mentioned 3 consecutive titles, tying the great Cale Yarborough as the only other driver to win 3 in a row. No one has ever won 4 NASCAR Sprint Cup championships in a row. Jimmie Johnson could become the first driver to do that and make NASCAR history.
Bravo, bud. Bravo. 63 on him. 60 on you.
That's Mark Martin's crew chief. Just trying to rally his driver there. He knocks another 10th off that time by, but he's got still got about 2 seconds to go and less than 5 laps.
Just like Dale said, that math doesn't add up, unfortunately, but what a great run Mark's had today.
Yeah, 60 on him, 60 on you.
He'd love to win this race. He's really having to just praying that they don't have a caution right now, because he knows that's when he's the most vulnerable. And his car is just not the best on the restart. He'll take second in the points lead and go on to Kansas.
Right now, he would have a 10-point lead over Jimmie Johnson if Jimmie wins the race and he finishes second.
Just have to shake your head sometimes. You see how well this 48 runs when it comes chase time. It's unbelievable how good they are. He totally dominates this race today.
Preparation, talent, chemistry, all coming together when you have to stand up and be counted here in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. White flag next time by for Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie Johnson is a 4-time winner at Dover International Speedway. And he is a lap away from collecting his 5th win on the Monster Mile.
One more time around.
He came here as a rookie driver in 2002. Not only did he win both races that year, he led the most laps in both races, serving notice that this young man was going to be a factor in NASCAR Sprint Cup racing. And here today, he has led 3 times for 271 laps, and Jimmie Johnson wins it at Dover.
That's right, boys. Maximum points. Thank you. Nice work, Johnson. Nice work.
So Johnson takes the win. Martin in second. Kenseth finishing third. Montoya fourth. Kurt Busch fifth. And you saw that it was Jeff Gordon sixth. Allmendinger did finish in front of Casey Kane, who finished eighth. Tony Stewart ninth. And Ryan Newman in the top 10. By the way, Carl Edwards finished 11th. Let's go down to Shannon.
Well, when the weather cools down, it's the 48 team that gets hot. Chad, how bad did you guys need this win, your first of this chase, for momentum into the next 8 races?
Well, you know, our team is pretty easily motivated, and we came in here, obviously, after winning in the spring, and we wanted to do really well. We brought a different race car, a car that we thought was going to be better than what we had in the spring, and man, I'm glad it worked out. that'd look pretty dumb if it hadn't. But, you know, it's a really neat thing that we've got going on at Hendrick Motorsports. Mark finishing second. Congrats to those guys and Alan Gustafson. They're great competitors, a lot of fun to race against. And, you know, Lowe's got Racing for Relief on the back of the car for everybody struggling down in Atlanta, and that's a pretty neat deal as well. So we got a lot of neat things happening at Hendrick Motorsports right now. It's just a pleasure to be a part of it.
Jimmie Johnson, your three-time champion, sweeps it over. Doc?
Jimmie Johnson, what an effort today. What an effort by the entire crew there for Hendrick Motorsports. Chad Knaus and company. They win both races, becoming the 10th different driver to win both races here at Dover in the same year. Don't forget to watch the 2-hour season premiere of Extreme Makeover Home Edition tonight, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And now, except on the West Coast, stay tuned for ABC's World News or your local news over most of these ABC stations. Well, let's go down to Beth Welch.
With Matt Kenseth after a very good run today. Matt finished third. Just had a good conversation there with Mark Martin. What was that entailing?
Well, I mean, he had a really good car. Our car ended up being pretty good, but really these DeWalt guys did in the pits today. It was this tire was really nice for when you ran by yourself, but it made it really hard to pass for some reason. And like Mark would be 2-3 tenths faster than me, and if he didn't give a little bit, it was really hard for people to pass. They're very difficult to pass. So we were just talking about the race and restarts. You know, for someone like him who's really good on a long run, to lose on a short run, it's really aggravating when somebody's outside you all the time and passing you. So we were just talking about the racing.
Good top 5 today. First top 5, I think 15 races. What kind of shot in the arm is this for your team?
Feels like 15 years. You know, I mean, it's good to get a little momentum, but we still got to keep working really hard. I mean, this is the last 4 or 5 years been our best track on the circuit, really. So if we didn't run good here, I'd be even more worried. But it was a step in the right direction. We were really consistent on pit road today. We were able to adjust our car and actually make it better during the race, which is something we haven't been able to do. So this was a good run for us. We really needed that.
Third today for Matt Kenseth. Good, strong run. Jamie?
Mark Martin pretty happy with the second-place finish. The restarts weren't your guys' strong suit, but how did you overcome it there in the longer run?
Well, we had, you know, a good handling car in the long run, but it just, it was a handful on the restarts, and Alan and the Kellogg's Kart Quest team just did a great job. I think we did really well by finishing second. We were just off a little bit. I mean, it really showed itself on the restarts, but we were off just a little bit even on the long run, even though, you know, we would get where we could beat almost, you know, most of the crowd. We just didn't hit it perfect, but as competitive as it is, I'm very proud and how well we hit it, and what a great race that Alan and the team gave me.
All right, Mark, you remain the points leader by 10 over Jimmie Johnson. Shannon, 4th-place finish for Juan Pablo Montoya today. Can you describe your race out there?
You know, everybody, you know, this Polaroid Chevy did a really good job. We just got this eye there at the end. And, you know, whoever would restart third or second, always would, you know, it was, you know, being the outside was the way to go. And, you know, we were fourth with 2 restarts to go, jumped to second. And we restarted second and dropped to fourth. And just the car would take a couple laps to get, you know, to get going. And on tough tires, it was a lot harder. So, lost so much ground and we just fit tired at the end. But, you know, another top 5, so I can't complain.
Yeah, it was a great run for Juan Pablo Montoya, who is 3rd in the points now, Vince.
Standing here with Kurt Busch and Pat Trison, the crew chief, as they're discussing the race today. And if there was something that you could have gotten better today, what would it have been? It was a pretty solid run, all told.
Yeah, we'll take it. The Miller Lite Dodge was solid. We led some laps, and I felt like we had a nice rhythm